This page is an ultrasound simulation, a medical exploration. It shows a kidney and a cyst/fluid on the screen with emit pulse, audio off, and play demo buttons at the bottom. To make it even better, you could add options to adjust parameters for the ultrasound pulse, like frequency or depth, or include controls to change the type of tissue being scanned beyond a kidney and a cyst. I also see the URL is listed above, so I encourage viewers to check it out for themselves at bionichaos.com/ultrasound. This simulation is a really great way to learn about ultrasound. Right now, it's showing a kidney and a cyst or fluid on the screen, and you can emit a pulse, turn audio off, or play a demo. What kind of other medical explorations do you think would be cool to simulate here? Maybe different tissues or different parts of the body? And how can we make the visuals and the pulse itself look more realistic? Any thoughts on making it more engaging for everyone watching? Let me know in the comments. If you want to play around with this simulation yourself, head over to bionichaos.com/ultrasound and give it a try. I'd be interested to see what you discover. Sure thing. So let's talk visuals. To make the simulation look more like a real ultrasound, we could add some grayscale imaging. That fuzzy black and white look is classic for ultrasounds. Also, instead of just the simple yellow dot reflecting, we could make the sound waves emanate across the image from the probe and then return, maybe with little visual indicators of where the echoes are coming from. What do you think about that? Anything jump out to you? You're absolutely right. The idea is to reproduce the image of the sample based on the emitted pulse and the reflected echoes. We could create a separate area on the screen, maybe off to the side, that fills in real time as the pulse travels and reflects back. Think of it as a live image being built, showing different brightness levels based on how quickly the sound waves return. This way, viewers could follow the journey of the pulse and see how it creates the final image. What kind of visual style do you think would make this clearest? Any specific examples you have in mind? So we could have the main simulation area remain in the simple colors it is now, but then create a separate results panel, maybe a square or rectangle on the side, that displays the ultrasound image in grayscale. As the virtual probe moves across the kidney, the cyst, and the bone in the simulation, the corresponding parts in the results panel would fill in with different shades of gray. The bone, which reflects sound the most, might be white, while the cyst, with its fluid, would be darker. Would you like to explore the different grayscale values for the different elements? To make it clearer, let's picture a second image display on the screen, maybe on the right side. This display would be where the ultrasound image is actually created. As the sound waves reflect from the different parts of the simulation, the kidney, the cyst, the bone, those echoes would be used to draw the image in this new display. Different shades of gray would represent how strong the echoes are. Does that make more sense as a way to visualize the process? Yes, that yellow bit is likely meant to represent a kidney stone. Since stones are very hard and dense, they reflect sound waves very well. So in the reproduced image, it would appear as a very bright white area, and it would likely cast a shadow behind it, meaning the area behind the stone would be much darker than the surrounding tissue, because sound waves can't pass through it easily. Does that make sense in terms of the visual representation? Certainly. Here is a prompt you can give the developer. Enhance the ultrasound simulation to include grayscale imaging for the reproduced image. Implement a visual representation of the sound pulse emission and reflection, displaying the echoes with varying brightness levels. Specifically, ensure that the bone and the kidney stone appear as very bright white areas with a noticeable darker shadow behind the stone. Different elements like the kidney and the cyst should have distinct grayscale values to represent their different densities. Does that cover everything you had in mind? Certainly. You can suggest that the developer assign different grayscale values to the various elements, like the kidney, the cyst fluid, and the bone, based on their expected echogenicity. For the sound pulse visualization, they could use a moving line or pattern to represent the pulse traveling through the simulation, and then brief flashes or dots appearing to show the echoes returning to the probe. The timing of these reflections should correspond to the distance of the object from the probe, with closer objects producing quicker reflections. They could use a separate image element for the grayscale output, updating the pixels based on the brightness values and the timing of the reflections. Would you like further details on how to handle the grayscale values?
So trying to improve this web application, it's ultrasound simulation. Obviously, the missing bit is the reconstructed image. So I'll have a grayscale inset somewhere to show how the image is being reconstructed from the emitted pulses. I didn't quite get what we're trying to do. I thought there will be another inset with the reproduced image from the scan, but it seems like the whole thing was just grayed out. Is it meant to be gradually returned to its original colors or something as the scanning progresses? Can you also explain now? The pulse is just going through the cyst. It's not seeming to detect it. Can you explain that bit? A clear image doesn't seem to do anything at the moment. And there are no error messages. So I'm not sure what's up. Another small thing, if we're already changing the code, because you're gonna regenerate the whole code, is the demo should just start by itself if the user is not interacting with the page for more than 10 seconds. And the demo mode should also stop if the user clicks on something. So ignoring hover over with the mouse, but the actual click on the page should stop the demo, and the demo should resume if the user is not interacting with the page over 10 seconds. And let's see. That's the original one. The new thing doesn't seem to be a major improvement. Okay, so we have a better version. Play mode. Play demo, sorry. Oh, yeah, the play demo should not stop. Can't move the probe. Yeah, can we bring all the previous functionality back? We should be able to move the probe, emit pulse manually. The play demo, we need to fix the play demo. Currently when I click on it, it stops immediately. Well, there's a conflict, there's a bug there, because we said we need to make sure it starts automatically if the user is not interacting with the page for more than 10 seconds, and if they do interact by clicking, so ignoring hovering over the page, the demo mode should stop. Yeah, we need to keep the audio there, clearing image. Well, we can't test it at the moment, so we need to regenerate the whole code for it to work. Bring back all the previous functionality. Oh, what? It's actually working. So it's generating these pulses and reconstructing the image. Yeah, that's the base plate for the sample, I would imagine. And it's having trouble there. That meant to be the cyst in theory, and it cannot find the cyst slash fluid. I do like it. Oh, I'm able to emit pulse. So if I clear the image, yeah, just going through the cyst kinda is. It's missing the kidney stone, so it's finding the kidney, but the kidney stone meant to be there is being missed. Can we make sure the description at the bottom of the page is updated based on the changes to the code? Also, yeah, so the play demo works fine. For some reason the audio is not working. Manual emit pulse is working okay. Clearing image works. Yeah, it does work. We need to explain how in this case, for example, how do we tune the parameters of the ultrasound scanner? How do we change the parameters to find the kidney stone or the cyst slash fluid? So in theory we should be able to change the parameters and then it will be tuned for one or the other, and the bone as well. So currently I would imagine it's finding only the bone and the kidney. So can you explain that? We need it in the explanation below the page. There's some sort of weird feedback, has some sort of weird distortion to it, but it is better. So currently it's only finding the kidney and the bone. It's not finding the kidney stone and the cyst. But it is much better than what we had before. Everything we do is available on bioticchaos.com. Go check the website and provide your feedback. We'll be using it as future prompts.